fancy intro music. Yeah! Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome to patch 42. Though it should come as no surprise to any of you, as content creators are not allowed to slip you the inside information, but if Scopely does it, oh well, that was just a mishap, no big deal. So today we're going to be taking a look at patch 42, going over the individual notes and even some things that weren't discussed here because, well, that's the whole point of content creators. We're supposed to give you a little bit more that makes you happy. If this patch even makes you happy, I don't know if it'll make you happy or not. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, and we'll of course get to those as we go through. Let's start with reading through the actual notes here on your screen. Introducing Anthology. So this is kind of like the second month of Lower Decks, but it is a little bit different. It's not Lower Decks, it's an anthology. So it includes Lower Decks themes, the original series, the Next Generation, and Discovery, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. The Star Trek universe spreads far and wide with a massive system and a fabled history. Every commander has had a unique journey that we'd like to focus on with this update. We'd like to welcome everyone to Star Trek Anthology. Over the next 4 weeks, commanders will have a unique story experience each week related to the original series, the Next Generation, and Discovery. Complete events, collect event, store, currency. Number one, bingo bango. Anybody paying attention? That said event, store, currency. What does that mean? That means you've got an event store, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long time. We're going to have an event store. Okay, it hasn't been that long. Duality was the last one. But we don't typically get event stores from a 2-month set of arc, and that's basically what we have here, and that's fantastic. So we had Lower Decks, then we got Lower Decks 2, which is also called Anthology, which means we apparently are getting a event store. I mean, so no real complaints there. I think that's fantastic. So let's continue reading on and claim the reward you see most valuable. Last but not least, claim the latest Lower Deck officers, Rutherford and Tendi, to round out your crew. Lower Decks arc includes new refits, not happy, we'll explain why soon. New prime research node, not happy, we'll explain why soon. 2 new Lower Decks officers, I am excited about that. 32 new missions, I am also excited about that. Battle pass, yes, and 8 new avatars and 5 new frames. Now let's move on to the top 2 things why I'm not excited about these at all. And actually, let me just go ahead and encourage you. Comment section down below. These are let's just read. 2 new refits will be introduced with this release. The Section 31 Discovery refit for level 21 plus will increase the officer shards in the Discovery recruit chest by 50% and add Lorca to the pool of officers. The Salvage refit for level 39 plus will increase the amount of Devore Fuchsia parts from the concentrated Latinum refinery by 100%. It will also open up a new Latinum refinery option to trade Fuchsia parts in for regular ship parts based on the Fuchsia tier. Tiers 1 through 9 will give you 4-star ship parts, and tiers 10 through 12 will give you 5-star ship parts. So you got 2 new things to buy that honestly should have been there to begin with. Like literally this getting Lorca added and then 50% more officers. Literally, that should be part of the original Discovery. That's spend your $100 if you want to. Rev will not be telling you to spend $100. And then the Fuchsia, a conversion for Fuchsia parts to ship parts. Nobody asked for that, and still no better Devore part sourcing. So if you struggle to get the Fuchsia, I guess you're just out of luck. But if you bought a Fuchsia, no big deal. Buy the skin too. I guess that's the people they're kind of focusing on. So not excited about that literally at all. I don't see any reason why people go after it, but I'm sure somebody's going to buy it for the sake of it. Moving on to the next thing. More stuff for our whale friends. Shout out to our whale friends. If you're a whale friend, well, let us know in the comment section below. In fact, if you're a whale friend, go ahead and like this video, because if you like it, then I like it, I guess, and it's appreciated. So there are 3 new miners, and that is a level 58 ship. Woof. You've got the Vrax, which is a Romulan ship, which this looks very much like the bad guy ship in Galaxy Quest. Shout out to that old movie and Tim the Toolman Taylor. But you've also got the USS Beatty, which is, this little miner here. I mean, they all have a focus, one for gas, one for ore, one for crystals, you can see here. But these are high-level ships, and I've included some of the base costs here thanks to STFC.space. If you check out Ripper's very, very cool tool, you can check it out there. But then we'll switch over to the Vrax so you can see the Romulan one. And last but not least, there is a Klingon version as well. Excitement level over 9,000 or kind of underwhelming, you decide. Level 58, there's not going to be a lot of people who can even qualify for these, but if you do, there you go. You got a brand new miner. Even though the Nova was already ridiculously powerful, I don't really think that you needed more, but if you want to be able to mine 5-star as fast as possible and have a ship that basically nobody can destroy, level 58, you now have 3 new miners. Lots of this art kind of catering to a certain group. Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just is what it is, I guess. So let's go ahead and take that off the screen. Moving on down, we've got new research. Syndicate Prime node in the Galaxy Research Tree for level 27 plus will double the amount of Syndicate XP gained from the free daily chest. Another Prime, and I don't even know why this Prime is needed. You can progress through the Syndicate tree normally every day, and it's capped anyway. It's not like it goes on forever. Another thing for purchase only that I don't even see a point of. Whatever, y'all get to decide. It's just my job to tell you what's here. Now, here's moving on to one of the first good things, in my opinion. These are the new officers. I actually really like their abilities, and I'll actually throw them on the screen. So there's Tendi right there to your far right. Now, the reason that I'm really big on Tendi is the abilities that you can read here on your screen. And I think that getting these bonuses to, in my opinion, were such critical areas of the game is going to help out all players. And I think that whether you're a big player or lower player, these are the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. Now, real quick, I want to note this, that Tendi this month, if you're able to complete all the SMSs and everything, will be unlockable for every player. So we have another epic officer launching that is going to be potentially available to everybody in the game if they complete all their events. That is fantastic. So we just complained about like some just pure, no free-to-play path, $100 packs and primes. Well, this is at least going to be available potentially to everybody if you're able to complete the events as it goes through in the temp poll. Now, I did talk about that myself, and DJ had a lot of feedback and a lot of ability to put in input for this month's battle pass and the events. So I think that could be a lot of fun. I think it's a very full calendar. I think it's an exciting calendar compared to some in the past. And then having Tendi as an option for everybody to potentially unlock, I think is fantastic. I really like that Tendi is going to increase your whole health as a below deck ability. Officer abilities I really don't care about, but the below deck ability allowing you to have more whole health, that is primo. And you can see by the abilities over there on the side, 160% at max is a nice little boost. Even if we're talking about base, that's fantastic extra. I'm actually really liking these lower deck officers, especially once you level them up. I know that's a key, leveling them up. And then obviously we want these added to our Doritos Taco Wednesday refinery, so we can be pulling those as well. But I really like Epic Tendi, and you can see why, because of these abilities. Don't really recommend the officer ability, but if so, increasing the whole health of the officer is something that we've seen from, say, the Borg officer, so it's at least not unheard of. We'll take this one off the screen real quick so that we can get ready for Rutherford. Yeah, Rutherford, the inventor of Badgie, is now in the game, which is kind of predictable. I think you kind of could assume that Rutherford would make an appearance since we had Badgie already, but he's going to increase your mitigation as an officer, but shield health is the below deck ability. Now that one I'm not as excited as I am with Tendi. I do think that Mariner and Tendi are going to be the best two, but all of them have a nice extra bonus. And like I said, extra is good. And if you max him out down there, you see a pretty significant boost to shield health as a max, and even tier 3, tier 4 seems reasonable. I think it's pretty fair to say that if you've already reached your 300% bonus, this is something that you could throw on your ship that could result in your shields lasting another round. And that's important because shields stop 80% of any non-mitigated damage. So if he even gives you one more round or even 2 more shots or 1 more shot of survivability, that means you're taking less damage, and that works out well for everybody. Keep on moving down here. We got an event store coming. We got new missions. There are a ton of new missions, and I have to give them credit here. One of the biggest complaints for a lot of players in the game, especially the lower levels and free to play, is that a lot of the missions have felt like you cannot participate. There's simply not enough for lower levels. Well, you've got lower decks God Complex for levels 10 plus, Scapegoats for level 25 plus. Now there is an original series, Insomniac for level 51 plus, but also an In Times of Trouble for 25 plus. So instead of just having a set of missions that are level locked to where you can't reach, now you have two different sets of missions. The way there's a set for lower levels and a set for higher levels, which I freaking love. And then you got the roundabouts for level 35 plus with the discovery swings. And then we see the next generation here at the bottom, a level 25 plus set, and then a level 40 plus set. So even if you can't reach the high levels during the weeks, each week will have a theme. You'll be able to access certain missions. Most players will be accessing certain missions. I think that's fantastic. And that's the type of format I would like to see them continue with. And if you agree with that, please let us know in the comments section down below. Your feedback definitely can turn into positives here in the game. The Battle Pass, all new, featuring new officer shards, missions, cosmetics, resources, etc. There is your avatars. You're going to have Shax, the Anthology. You have Dr. Tiana, who is our Cation Doctor in lower decks, then the Rutherford, the dog, Peanut Hamper, Tindy, and Totally Normal Dog, which I actually really do like these avatars. A few different frames with Peanut Hamper Anthology, the rare feature salvage, also that's going to be part of the pack, the rare discovery section 31, and then the Epic Tiana ears is one of my favorite things that they've had as a frame. It is going to be comparable in terms of favorite to the Riker beard, in my opinion. It's going to be really good. Here's some bug fixes. I want to go ahead and note that not all the bug fixes we're looking for are here. One of the primo bug fixes missing is them refixing the rounding issue on the ships, with a lot of your cargoes not showing correctly. Hopefully that comes at some point, but for now, it is what it is. But there are a few different bug fixes here. I'll go ahead and say that in terms of new features, there's nothing really here, nothing really exciting. You know, you've got basically some options to buy with refits and a new prime that is not going to excite most of the player base. But I will say the events I am excited about. I'm excited about having an event store. And if it's as good as Duality, then I think it might end up being a good month. But there are a few things that I wasn't very excited about. And I was honest about that on Twitch. And you can see some of those examples here. And then obviously some new ships in the game. But for the average player, you will not see these for a very long time. But I am curious to see what you think. The events are going to be what wins or loses this month, as well as the missions. The missions being probably one of the heavier mission months in quite some time. So the story and the actual month playing out in the tempo is what's going to win or lose this for us. And we'll just have to see how that plays out, because the features can't save it. I don't think the majority of players are going to care. But let's see how the month actually rolls out. And here is your patch 42 update. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like the video if you haven't already. It does help out the channel as we try to grow and change. It'd be better for you. Just to give you an update, we did turn in the poll that we were running last week to the new community manager, Echo, and it received right at 9,000 people, which is pretty impressive because we only really pushed it in our YouTube video and then in my Discord. We didn't go around, hey DJ, share it out. Hey, official Discord, share it out. Hey, Facebook, hey, Reddit. I think it's pretty dope that 9,000 people in just a couple of days responded to that, which is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for helping with that and participating in that. Now we just got to push them to maybe adopt some of those things here in the near future. Live long and prosper, everybody. Stay safe for those Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next video. And yeah, time to give away some battle passes a little bit later. Woo!
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.